Assalamu alaikum guys, so welcome back. Sir Shafat Khan here. Okay guys, so tomorrow is your NUMS exam. Best of luck first of all, and secondly, how are you gonna attempt this exam paper? So pattern is exactly the same as a normal mdcat paper, most of it, or almost 100% of it, and so the strategy is exactly the same as the one that I told you guys in AKU. First of all, you're going to attempt that section which you know the best, and by the best I actually mean the theoretical section which you can solve without calculations. Take it, the one that won't test your math is the one that you have to do first. Most of the students usually solve biology first. Physics, even if you are a geek at physics and you know the best physics in the world, you're not gonna do the physics section first. Still, you're not gonna do the physics section first. Okay, it's gonna be very tempting, but do not do physics first, even if it appears to be very easy. Physics, in most of the cases, including my own NUMS exam, I remember back in 2019 when I gave NUMS exam, I gave it twice. You know why? Because the first attempt was completely mismanaged and very hectic, and because of that it got reconducted and I gave it the second time as well. But because of that, I learned a very important fact that in the first NUMS exam they gave the physics section filled with numericals that required a lot more time to be solved, and then I didn't use the strategy, the smart strategy. I didn't do the numericals in the very end, rather I did the numericals first, and then I didn't have enough time to solve the remaining paper, and I wasn't even fully satisfied before the time was completely over. I could score a lot more. So in the first attempt I scored a 154, which was very low, and then in the second attempt, when after learning and applying all of these strategies, I was able to score above 180, mashallah. So 183 basically. So this is what I'm telling you. It's very important to do the section that does not include math first. Okay, so most of the students do biology first. You're going to do biology, and I advise doing biology first because it's factual data, factual recall questions. You look at the question, you either know it or you don't know it. If you don't know it, do not waste time on it yet in the first attempt. If it's a factual question and you've not studied that fact at all, there is a 100% chance that you will not recall it, right? All you need to do is just guess it. So the guessing work has to be done in the very end, when you don't have the exam pressure, when you don't have the time pressure. Basically, exam pressure will persist throughout the exam, but it doesn't matter actually, because I'm now over here, I'm teaching you how to tackle that exam pressure, and time pressure is a part of the exam pressure, so you can actually tackle the exam pressure. Now, you do biology first, then most of the students, they do chemistry first. But remember, in chemistry you can have molar calculations, stoichiometric calculations, you can have other calculations. So in calculations, those calculation sections which are tested in chemistry as well are not to be done first. Calculation questions in the very end, even if they are from chemistry. Even if a question is from biology, you have to do that in the very end. All calculations to be done in the very end. All of those questions, facts that you've not studied at all, to be done in the very end. You first look at the question. If it appears easy, you do it first. If it is a non-numerical question, you do it first. If you can reduce the answer options, narrow down it to two options, then you have to guess it. Okay, narrowing it down to two options has a very high probability of getting the correct answer, so you have to get that answer. But of course, negative marking का इतना issue नहीं है, क्योंकि negative marking इसमें नहीं होती, so you don't actually have to worry about that at all. Guessing work तो चल रहा है, ठीक है, ये सब कुछ हो रहा है. बाकी ये है कि एग्ज़ाम सेंटर आपने तकरीबन 1 घंटा पहले ही पहुंचना होता है यूजुअली, बट अगेन बहुत ज़्यादा जल्दी 3-4 घंटे पहले जाके मत बैठ जाना, वरना फिर थक जाओगे. ठीक है, घर से फ्रेश जाना, एंड बाकी अपने साथ पानी लेकर जाना. ठीक है, लाजमी चॉकलेट्स लेकर जाइएगा. चॉकलेट्स एग्ज़ाम से 1 घंटा आधा घंटा पहले जो है वो 1 घंटा बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा, 15 से 20 मिनट पहले खा लीजिएगा, ताकि एग्ज़ाम सेंटर एंटर होते हुए आपका ग्लूकोज लेवल हाई रहे. बाकी उसके अलावा आपके पास अगर पानी की बोतल है वो अपने साथ रखिएगा, 1 लीटर 1.5 लीटर वाली बोतल, और वो अपने साथ रखिएगा. लेकिन ऑब्वियसली बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं पीजिएगा, बिकॉज अदरवाइज वॉशरूम का इशू होगा, एंड देन टाइम जाएगा. टाइम ऑलरेडी बहुत कीमती होता है. एंड अगेन, फॉर ऑल द A level students who are appearing for the NUMS exam, please do not expect any good conditions in the exam centers. ठीक है, एग्ज़ाम सेंटर्स में लिटरली बिजली तक भी नहीं होती कभी कभार. ठीक है, तो you have to actually prepare for that mentally. Inter students के लिए कोई issue नहीं है. They are used to all of the harsh and the strongest conditions out there. But A-level students, you guys might get a tough time. ठीक है, the inter students usually have an advantage over here, and they are familiar with the system. But A-level students are not generally. AKU का एग्जाम ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. तो AKU का तो काफ़ी ईजी था, काफ़ी अच्छी कंडीशन से AC वगैरह लगा हुआ था. नम्स में तो कंडीशंस के साथ टैकल करना एक बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम और बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज होता है. एंड इफ़ यू आर appearing for NUMS, you automatically get prepared for the exam conditions of mdcat as well. So, and of course mdcat usually has a lot better conditions than NUMS, but let's see, maybe this time NUMS conditions are better than expected. But during my attempt, I remember I didn't even have a desk. I just had to give the entire paper on a chair. So do take that cardboard with you if you have. ठीक है, एहतियातन. And then apart from that, once you've done the first attempt of the paper and you've skipped all the difficult questions to the very end, then the second read that you give to the exam paper would be a piece of cake for you. Literally, the questions that you couldn't solve in the first attempt would be the ones that you would be able to solve immediately by just looking at them. Literally, because, and most of the times this is only because of the fact that उस वक्त आप mentally relaxed हो जाते हैं कि at least I've done the paper once. And if you are mentally relaxed, you can think better. If you can think better, there are more chances of getting the correct answer. Okay, so that's pretty much everything about the NUMS exam paper. And yeah, I've summed it up. बाकी बस बेस्ट ऑफ लक गाइज. अल्लाह पर भरोसा रखिएगा, दुआओं में याद रखिएगा, ख़ुद को भी, मुझे भी. ठीक है, एंड बस दैट्स इट. ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट. थैंक यू सो मच गाइज. बाकी अगर कोई क्वेश्चन वगैरह पूछना हो किसी को, या फिर मैं न्यू mdcat बैचेस में रजिस्टर करना हो किसी के सिबलिंग्स वगैरह को, तो दे आर स्टार्टिंग ऑफ फ्रॉम द 12th of September. ठीक है, सो प्लीज़ मेक श्योर टू इनबॉक्स मी ओवर इंस्टाग्राम और फेसबुक और ईमेल वगैरह, जो भी सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स है सब पर आप कर लीजिएगा, एंड देन यू कैन रजिस्टर. थैंक यू सो मच.